September 1914. The fields outside Paris trembled with the sound of war. It had been barely a month since Europe had sleepwalked into catastrophe. The world's great empires, Germany, France, Britain, Russia, and Austria-Hungary, had gone to war believing it would all be over by Christmas. But on the banks of the Marne River, that illusion died. The Battle of the Marne was not just a clash of armies. It was the moment the modern world collided with its own brutality. When men who had grown up under empires discovered what those empires would demand of them. In early September, the German army was closing in on Paris. After weeks of unstoppable advance through Belgium and northern France, their commanders could already see the glow of the city's lights on the horizon. Victory, total victory, seemed certain. For the French, it felt like the end. But then came a voice, firm, exhausted, but unbroken. General Joseph Joffre, commander of the French army, issued an order that would echo through history. The hour has come to advance at all costs. The French troops, battered and retreating for weeks, turned around, and alongside them came British soldiers, mud-stained, sleepless, and marching toward the sound of guns. In the first week of September, they met the Germans along a river called the Marne. What followed was chaos and courage. Columns of soldiers moved through fog and smoke, unsure where friend or foe began. In some places, the battle looked like something from the Napoleonic Wars, cavalry charges, bugles, flags waving. In others, it looked like the wars of the future, machine guns cutting men down by the hundreds, artillery turning villages into dust. On September 6th, the French 6th Army struck the exposed flank of the German 1st Army. For the first time, the German unstoppable advance faltered. But it was not strategy alone that decided the Marne. It was something far simpler, the will of ordinary people. In Paris, hundreds of taxi drivers were ordered to the front. They carried thousands of French soldiers in their cars, small convoys of Renault taxis rumbling into the night, headlights dimmed, drivers silent. To the soldiers, it was a strange and beautiful sight, the city itself rising to save them. Those taxis became legend, a symbol of defiance, of a nation refusing to die. On the German side, the mood was different. After weeks of victory, the army had stretched itself too far. Communication broke down, supplies ran thin, and as the French and British counterattacked, cracks appeared in the grand plan known as the Schlieffen Plan, the strategy meant to crush France in 6 weeks. General von Moltke, the German commander, received frantic reports. Units were lost, orders confused, morale fading. He is said to have whispered, "We have lost the war." It was an exaggeration, but not much. By September 12th, the German army was in retreat. A line of trenches began to form along the Marne River. A temporary measure, they thought, just until the next attack. But those trenches never went away. The First Battle of the Marne ended the German dream of a quick victory. It saved Paris, but it also condemned Europe for 4 years of slaughter. Nearly 500,000 men were killed or wounded in those few weeks. And for what? The front lines barely moved. The world had entered a new kind of war, one where courage alone could not overcome machine guns, and where the map of Europe would be written in blood. A British officer later wrote, "We thought we were saving civilization. We were only saving the war." The Marne was a victory, yes, but a hollow one. It marked not the end of the war, but its true beginning. A century later, its fields are quiet again, green and peaceful. But beneath the soil still lie the bones of a generation who learned too late that the modern world had no place for them in their old ideas of heroism. The first battle of the Marne was not the last great battle of the old world. It was the first great battle of the new